You're going to have to share microphones because that's the kind of budget we got. And please, I'm not going to introduce you guys. I want you guys to tell them who you are and who you play. Please, start it off.
Hi, y'all. Let's try that again. He said hi, y'all. That's when y'all all say something back. We'll try this again. Hi, y'all. Hey, my name is Justin Cook, and I'm the voice of Kirishima on My Hero Academia.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. My name is David Matranga, and I play Ochaco Todoroki in My Hero Academia.
Hi. Right the whole time.
She's asleep.
My name is Kristen McGuire, and I play Tatsumi Nakagame in My Hero.
Hello everybody, my name is Clifford Chapin, I'm the voice of Katsuki Bakugo.
That's the most friendly you've ever said it.
Yeah,
I think it's cool.
that's your friendly voice.
I was thinking the same thing. I like the idea that it was like, okay, that's what I did.
I could change mine up. I'm Kirishima.
Yeah, I was going to make you guys do it in character. Anyway, so today is about you guys, about your experience. I'm a voice actor. I do what you guys do, and in some cases, longer than most of you. And I just wanted to touch base with, get the crowd in tune with the fun experiences, the interesting experiences, because behind the scenes is very different than the shows are great, but you must all I have stories that I don't share that often, but today's the day, is what do you remember? What stands out when you think of any season or any episode or any story arc? There's got to be one that stands out about that was an unusual experience. Unusual is first. I want to start there. It's when something that was not unexpected or that turned out differently than you probably thought going in. David, you want to go first?
Sure. There are so many over, in each season. The one that, as you were saying that, I was kind of going through the laundry list of things. The first one comes to mind. I don't remember what season it's in, but the when they go incognito to 3, is that 3?
Somebody in the cast knows.
Three.
Which episode is that? Which season? Do we know?
It's season 3, but I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Anyway, I thought it was going to be 4, but 4 is way different. Just getting to see my colleagues actually, because I don't know if you guys have seen, but they did a behind the scenes video of everyone's reactions when they saw their characters incognito outfit. And so, it was just great to see everybody else's reaction to that, because one of the things that's interesting is that I don't get to see any of them do their thing in the booth.
Do you guys ever work together in the booth, ever?
Not on stuff like this, no.
Isolated, right?
Yeah, it's pretty isolated. I did do a project once where the director had the idea to bring 2 of the leads in that had these really intimate scenes. That was interesting.
I beg your pardon?
We
insisted that they come in and do the intimate scenes.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Okay, good.
So that was really fun. And there's another moment where, speaking of not getting to see them do their thing, when I went back and watched the show after we had done season 3, I did a rewatch and I was like, man, I'm a fan of this show. Like, everyone's so good. They're doing their thing. I later walked in on Jesse doing Tokuyami, and I had a session after him, and I was like, oh my god, they're doing it, that's the voice, they're doing it. I freaked out as a fan. So yeah, that comes to mind. There's also one of the movies, or not a movie, it was an OVA that, the laugh one.
The laugh one?
This is one where there's a villain called Mr. Smiley. And the funny part about that was not really anything in this studio, but Cliff called me, I think on the way to record it for it, or when he found out about it or something. He was like, I'm probably butchering the story, but dude, we have to laugh. What the hell?
You guys have all seen this episode, I'm assuming, yes?
Yeah, and both of our characters, in very wild, different ways, are not laughers. You know what I mean? So we have to laugh. I was like,
so what did that sound like, David?
Well, what's great is I got to do a kind of laugh, which really worked out for me. Because if I had to do a full-on belly laugh, we'd probably still be recording it.
Kristen.
Oh,
By the way, Kristen, with that mask, you look like you're mad at me.
I am.
I'm sitting here, and I'm serious, you're talking, and because of the mask, all I see is this. Yeah.
What
Like,
makes
like
you
I owe you
mad?
money.
I'm not mad at you.
Good. I want to hear your
No,
story.
I want you to. What makes you think I'm not mad at you?
Oh, no, I know you're mad at me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to spin it for the audience.
Yeah. Okay. I want to make sure we're on the same page.
We are absolutely on the same
Same
page.
book. Anyway.
Anyway.
I mean, Tatsumi's not in it quite as much as the other characters, but a fun story I like to share is just when I got cast, Colleen Clinkenbeard came into my office. I was a full-time writer at the time, so I had an office in the studio. And she just kind of swung in, and she's like, hey, I put you on my show. I'm really excited for it. This character reminds me a lot of you. Oh, here's Lucy.
So Lucy decided to make an entrance. You guys.
Yeah.
She's right in the middle of Kristen's story.
Yeah, and she waited out there for Kristen to speak. And
Yeah. It's like, this is my chance.
She's actually earlier than all of us, but then, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works.
She's actually just been hiding behind the couch this whole time. But she was like, you're gonna like this character. She reminds me a lot of you. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm really excited. And then she left. And for those of you who don't know me, which is everyone in this room except for the people on this couch, I am like a classic overthinker. Like, I would put it on my resume if I thought it would actually do me any good. So she left, and I was like, wait, what does that mean? What does Colleen think of me? And then I started thinking about, like, my hero, and I was like, my hero has, like, snot villains. Am I a snot villain? Does Colleen think I'm snot? And so I started, like, really, I was like, oh God, what could this be? And so then I got into the booth, and it's like, here's Tatsumi, and she's like, her first line is like, hey Todoroki, can I get your autograph? You're so cool at the sports festival. And I was like, oh, she's a nerd. Well, that story
We love
turns out.
nerds. This is good.
So, yeah, that's probably mine. As far as things I didn't expect, I feel like a lot of people expected it, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but just, there was a point in season 6 that hit me really hard. And I cried for like the rest of the night. You can attest to it. And I was like, I just didn't really think that can't be real. Why would they do that?
Way to bring the room down there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Anyway, when Deku died, it was a really sad thing. So, thank you. They're not caught up.
Before we go to you, because I want to keep going on this tangent, Lucy, please introduce yourself and what you play on that.
Hello, Chris. I feel so short. Hi, everybody. I'm Lucy Christian. I get to play Ochaco Uraraka. And every now and then I get to pop in and be recovery girl. So I get to, which I love her because she is not afraid of All Might at all. So she'll be like, All Might, I told you to be careful with that young man. Hilarious. Yes, that's me. Hey.
I don't think we were wrong about the entrance thing, right? Let me stand up. So we were trying to tell stories of like an iconic experience to you that's personal that maybe people don't think about. You were up next, but I'm going to go back to you. Think about something in this franchise that stands out, that's unusual or memorable.
Oh gosh.
For me, the most unusual one that I can think of off the top of my head is in season 4 when they have the episodes with the kids. It's Bakugo and Todoroki with the kids, but Todoroki gets impersonated by Kami and has the like, "You're such a beautiful face, my dear." But then Bakugo mimics him, mimics the fake, and that was a whole problem, I think, for both David and I. Because first David had to pretend to be like sexy Todoroki, which was apparently a conundrum.
I couldn't do it. It took me like 6 takes.
But then I had to mimic him pretending to be sexy. And,
Terrible, so yeah.
So that was real weird, because which was one of the only other times where Bakugo kind of laughed, and even then he wasn't really like laughing. He was kind of.
It's sounded like you were gonna say it's one of the other times that I pretended to be you sexy.
Yeah. Well, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
It's very, all the time. But not for work. It's,
Clearly.
That's a personal endeavor.
Absolutely.
Self-improvement.
We've all been there, man.
Right, yeah.
He knows.
I mean, look at him.
Just look at it. Holy moly. Lucy, do you have something?
Oh, well, like a part of the show?
It could be from behind the scenes recording.
Okay, I'm gonna say, right before the pandemic, there was the second movie called Heroes Rising, which is so good. But a lot of us got to go out to LA for the premiere of that.
Oh
And
no, really?
it was, I know, right?
That's terrible.
What a painful life we lead. But that is not, we live in Texas, so that just doesn't happen all the time. And there were some Sony people there, and then there was us, and then there was a whole bunch of fans in cosplay and hanging out. And watching that movie in that setting was one of the best professional experiences of my life. The fans everybody was so into it, it was so much fun. There was a moment that's not even about me where Tokoyami,
You were right the first
am
time.
I messing up? Okay. Tokoyami and Mina, Pinky, are fighting together in this cave, and Pinky gets knocked out, and Dark Shadow starts growing because he's mad, and the whole theater was like, ooh.
Isn't that the best?
And it was so cool. Yeah. I remember thinking, this is like a pinnacle,
Yeah.
So cool.
I love that. I think that most actors, not just voice actors, actors in general, it's not that we take it for granted, it's just that we're so busy grinding it out. Like just constantly in the hustle or in the booth or auditioning every moment of our life that we miss it sometimes. And the moment that it's sobering, I would say, and it really encourages you. So those of you that are kind of interested, I know there's a lot of would-be voice actors and actually, really studying right now to be voice actors. I would say the key factor is always perseverance and keeping at it. But it's those moments that they'll fuel you through like 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm honestly, at least in my experience, anything I've worked on, I'll get 10 years off of that one ooh moment. So that's really beautiful. Did you have one?
There have been so many good stories already. Do you need another?
Okay, so I got in trouble for swearing earlier. Okay, and right now it's like I'm in front of my parents or something. You said this and I went, yes, yes, absolutely yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, every single one of the stories that I've been telling, I've been remembering my part of, I guess, also not the being sexy part, I don't know that. Yeah, getting to see the behind the scenes thing, that I thought was really cool, because we never get to see each other before. And literally, I don't know if you have seen the special that they were talking about a little bit earlier, but you get to see, David's expression when he's got to react. And what was it called? He says back to you in the video?
That's your sex.
That's your sexy voice.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Sometimes it's the responses that we get when we think we're doing something.
It's so, I wish I could have named this panel Your Sexy Voice.
Dude,
With My Hero Academia.
she said, yeah, just do romantic, sexy Todoroki, and I was like, and then she just said that and shut off the button, right? So she's obviously like, we're done talking, do the thing, and I was like, okay, and so we did it, and then there's a long pause, and I just hear, that's your best romantic Todoroki.
Every panel today that we've had with voice actors, I brought it up first that it's happened to me. That pause for voice actors, when you just have a simple question like, is this daytime? For whatever reason, as an actor, you're crossing like, is it daytime?
Right.
Because I would, be at a different volume or pitch.
Sure.
And they go, hold on a second, David.
Yeah.
That's silence. You're like, I'm fired. I can feel it. I asked the wrong question. They're gonna let me go right now. My replacement's outside.
My favorite thing is, you do a take, especially if the clients are in the session, right? Did a take, okay, great, yeah, we're just gonna work on it out here. And then you see them, or you can see people talking or moving, and I mean, like, whole minutes go by, like 5,
Yeah.
And then they're like, Okay, yeah, that was good. Moving on.
Or would they
No,
come back and
I
go,
tell you what's worse, what's way worse to me is when they come back after all that wait, they go, okay, it was great. Want to do it again? And you're like, I did it wrong. Like, clearly. Like, let's try something else.
Clearly it wasn't great.
Let's try it again. No, you're great. Let's try it again. Unbelievable. So my favorite part of every panel, talk show, anything is always questions from you guys. You guys are the experts. I would say in some cases even more so than the actors in terms of obsessive recollection and knowing all the stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Who was what. So I've already told you guys to have some stuff on deck. Who has a question? A burning question? Right here.
Do you have any tips or advice for future voice actors?
That's what we call the $1 million question in the voice acting community. Yeah, who wants to take it? Chris, you want to take it?
Yes, I am a voice actor and I know how to do this job. Actually, my advice is going to sound really lame and it's probably not what you want to hear because there's no magic formula. It is really just take classes.
That's a great answer.
You
That's
can
that
read
answer.
out loud, reading out loud, recording yourself reading out loud, and listening back, which is also free. I always like to throw that out there. Everybody loves free practice. And then this last one is great. It sounds made up, but I swear it's real. It's called iwanttobeavoiceactor.com. And it's full of resources. It'll tell you what you need for a home booth.
You run that website, don't you?
I don't.
Just kidding.
It's
paid.
Steve Bradley Baker runs it.
I would love if you were plugging your website.
No, I'm not doing that. That's all work.
So another question. I want you guys to hit.
For Bakugo, how do you manage to keep your voice healthy? After so much effort and strain.
I stopped talking!
Whiskey. Lots of it.
Yeah. Cigars.
When is Bakugo gonna get anger management?
My anger is managed!
It's very good. Here we go.
So this is kind of for all of you guys. It's like your My Hero character. It's like, who do you think of, at least the other characters you voiced too from different shows, who do you think they would get along best with?
So our character from My Hero
With any other
of
character?
a character that we voice.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
They all have to get along. That's the rule.
None of my characters get along very well.
Because they all live in here.
But that's just
if
personal.
they don't get along, then I'm crazy. So they have to get along. They have to.
Questions in the back? Right here.
This one's just a general question for everybody. When it comes to voice direction, I know you always get a unique direction before you're supposed to record it live.
A unique what?
That's Andrew. Don't answer that question.
Oh my god. So what is a unique voice direction you have gotten in the booth that stuck out to you when recording a show? Doesn't matter what show, any show.
When the director uses a color to describe an emotion. I don't always get that. Can you try that one more blue? I just do a different read and hope I got close.
Has the director actually said that to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really? Wow. That I know that I wouldn't be able to not chuckle or giggle. Honestly.
That's for the acting.
I think my favorite one that I've ever gotten, and I'm not going to give you any context, so I
Good,
just want you
that's
to know
good.
what it is. And then you get sad because your friend turns into a giant uterus. And I was like, okie dokie.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
This isn't direction I've received, but it's direction I've given to people on various occasions where I've directed things. If an actor kind of whiffs a take or something, which happens to all of us, we all whiff every now and again. If it's like a male actor in the booth, I'll be like, man, you know who would have been great as this part?
Oh.
Colleen Blinkenbeard.
Oh.
I'll always go the complete opposite end of the spectrum, just be like, man,
Oh.
think of what could have been. So, anyway, let's do it again.
That's tough.
That's rough.
This
We've
is not
got-
so much anime as much, but I come across a fair number of jobs that are like, we need you to read this super technical text, but we want it conversational. We don't want a narrator. Right?
Like a real person.
Oh, like a real person. That's what they
What
say.
did you all-
We need a real person. And you're like, but the copy is literally like, Lean Six Sigma is the concept of efficiency and
Oh, God. I covered this earlier.
right?
How often do we all see that in the breakdown? It's repeated. It's every single audition says,
dude.
you're just talking to a friend. It's conversational, definitely not announcery. And then you hear who got the gig, dude, and they're like, insurance. You know what I mean? Like, wait.
I have booked some of those gigs, and then where they want just conversational, just regular, and then I am directed in the session into the most high energy, salesy, like non-conversational read of all time, and I'm like, I want to go. You realize that you cast me for this, and now you want me
Like, yeah, punch Burger King harder.
Yeah, harder, yeah.
Yeah,
Not Burger King.
Not once have I ever sat with a friend and been like, hey Sarah, have you heard about the BOGO sale at Instacart?
Yeah.
It's so
Do you know,
amazing.
I one time did a technical thing that was about circuit breakers. And so it was like, your new circuit breaker is code regulated to blah, blah, blah. And they told me the reason I got cast was that they thought my voice could make circuit breakers cool.
I mean, I was going to say that, actually, David. I was going to say that. I was going to say, they got the right guy.
Yeah, that's me, man.
You'll sex up circuit breakers.
That's the banner on my website.
Fuses, cement mixing. We got a question in the back, right here.
I guess it's a question for everybody, just in general, for like any voice actor really. Have you guys ever taken inspiration from characters in past projects and applied it to characters that you do now or characters that you plan to do in the future?
I steal from my husband all the time. I play two characters in My Hero Academia. The second character is a little boy named Tamashiro. His magic quirk is binging balls.
Come again?
That's what I said. Anyway, so they're floating like chain choppers from like Rio.
Okay, you might want to specify that next
I don't need
time.
to. That's what they're called. Binging balls.
Good.
It's canon. So, it is. But
We believe you.
when I auditioned for him, he's like blonde, little shark teeth. He's angry all the time. I was like, cool. I'm just gonna read this as if I were my husband, like the baby Bakugo. And then you know what? I sure did book that part.
I'm still stuck on pinching balls.
Do you mean also
Pinching balls.
inspiration from other characters that we've done as well? Yeah. I don't know, that's hard because I wouldn't want those characters to bleed into, I mean, I'm sure there's inspiration. I was recording season 6 of My Hero and Buddy Daddies at the same time and Wolfwood in Dragon Stampede at the same time.
Show off.
And they're all, show off. Yeah, I did all those at the same time, like literally.
John, you know, just when I had these 8 jobs at the same time?
Yeah.
Let me tell you that story.
Yeah, you know what? Never. It was the first time it's ever happened. It'll never happen again. But they're all very similar. They live in similar ranges. They're very different characters. So I had to really really try to get one out of my head before the night. And sometimes it would be back-to-back sessions. So I don't know if I've ever used like major inspiration.
You know, somehow that has happened to me in terms of Colleen, who is our director, also directed a show called Kami-sama Kiss. And she is the one who cast, I'm the narrator in that. So, and the narrator is this older lady voice, she never shuts up. And I didn't know, I had never done anything like that before. Colleen cast me as that. So when Recovery Girl came open, because Julie, who was fantastic in the first season, moved away, and we had an audition, Colleen said, hey, you should read for Recovery Girl. You've got that old lady voice. And I was like, there is no way I'm going to be Ochaco and then Recovery Girl. And it's essentially my Kami-sama Kiss with just a little different.
Love it. We have a question right over here.
So this is kind of just for generally anybody, but like, is there like a certain line you've been given that you think just like out of context is like really funny or like your favorite or something like that you just like think is fun out of context?
It'll be okay. We've got 5 weenies on our side.
That might be my favorite line of all time.
Yeah,
And that's hysterical.
Mine was gonna be, my name is not 5 weenies.
That's from the show, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my reaction when I saw it in the script. I was like, okay, who's playing a joke? Like, really?
Anybody else? Out of context lines? Come on, you've got to have something.
Well, it's the whole Harbor thing.
Oh no, I would like to hear that. I would like to hear the whole Harder thing. Would you guys like to hear the whole Harder thing? Tell that story.
I mean, that is what it is. It's his quirk is hardening. He will get harder and harder. And that can be.
But I need you to explain it to me.
Yeah, he's a rock.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense all of a sudden.
Context.
It's context. I gotta tell you guys, these are my colleagues. I love looking over and seeing them giving me this eye of like, are you really doing that? It's what makes this the most fun.
I didn't know that was on my face.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, it
Yeah.
was. It's like, really, harder jokes. Great. Right here.
How do you feel about the ships with your guys' characters?
I want to sink them all! Sink every ship!
I feel absolutely nothing.
I think most of us would say that for us, the Japanese don't want us ever talking about ships that are not canon. That is how they feel about us.
Is that true?
That is
true.
100% the truth.
That is true.
We get notes from, like, they have trickled down from the companies on high in Japan saying, do not talk about the ships.
Yes.
Do not
But-
entertain them.
The war.
Do not talk
Shipping
about
war.
them.
Yes.
Did you guys know that? That's fascinating.
But you
No,
guys,
right? That's fascinating.
I love that you guys are imaginative when it comes to the show, and that is a joy to witness.
But I will not speak to that anymore today.
I feel like I can say like Ochaco Deku is canon. I mean, there are hints at it.
Right.
So here's something. It's something alluded to in the show that I could actually say, yes, that would be awesome, right? Or whatever.
To be fair, I think they don't want us talking about it because we are adults and those are children.
Well, there's that.
And we probably shouldn't care about what the children do with one another. So,
Plus, you all want to fight with each other over it. Like, come on. That's why I sink all the ships. I'm not supporting any of you guys. Like, you're all taking on water.
I got another question on this side.
When you guys are playing a character that you're playing for a long period of time and that you're potentially playing while they're growing up, how much does it factor into your performance as they mature? Like, how do you approach that and kind of like build that into them?
Very thoughtful question.
I think it tends to come out in the script, right? And the one thing about this show specifically is that we're 6 seasons in and we barely made it through the first year.
Correct. I think we're still first years.
Yeah. So,
Provisional license.
but the drama and the intense situations they're all stuck in, I mean, would have to bring out certain levels of maturity. But even just how they're handling things, Kirishima from the first season to the end of season 3 when he's talking with Sue and she's kind of putting him in his place for having put her in a position to lie. I mean, all of those are those little moments of growth that I think all the characters really do have a lot of those that do occur. So honestly, I'm a bit surprised how much they've matured in 1 year. At the same time, though, it's like their whole world is coming to an end, so they would have to.
We have a question right here.
I just wanted to say one thing to that. Like, I think if you, as an actor, if you overthink that, if you are trying to make sure that you're going on some journey, that you can get in the way of it. And I think the best way to do that is, because all of these, what's great about this show is each character, there's so much growth that happens. And if you just stay truthful to each moment, then you can, and if it's a good script and a good story, which this is, then it will, if you stay truthful to that, it'll take you on that journey itself. Even when I go back and watch, I'll be like, oh yeah, I mean, the end of season 6, like when they're all there, you can see the growth. And I didn't really do anything except stay where Shoto is in every moment, you know?
So we have a question right here.
What's your favorite thing about the characters that you play?
That my character's the best.
I like that his character is the best.
I think I like this character's the best too. That's good.
I love his heart for Kirishima. That's absolutely the thing I look forward to. Losing
I want to hear down the line. Let's hear it.
I like Ochaco's tenacity. Like, she's a good girl, but she's tenacious. She's a tough girl.
Perseverance and maybe even naivete.
I like that I play two characters.
I'm in touch with that emotion. I like that. I like that I'm employed and that rules all. Right here, up front.
What's for the whole My Hero Academia show, what's the weirdest thing you guys had to say?
I already said it. The weirdest.
Hey Midoriya, what are you, All Might's secret love child or something?
I kind of need that as my voicemail.
Yeah, secret love child. Okay.
There is one more from Tamashiro, which is my binging balls destroy whatever they touch.
Man.
See, I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah.
If you want me to listen, then get on your knees and beg.
I don't think Ochaco was given weird lines. Or
Good.
if she was, it would be rewritten. Like, there have been times, many times, more than a few, where there's something for me to say, and Colleen and I go, she did not say that. Like, she just didn't say it. That's, I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? That speaks to me. When you have these characters that are so recognizable, you do have that. You feel that responsibility. It's not even thrown at you. You feel it going in. You were talking about the aspects about the characters that you love. If you think of doing the character, doing more. I mean, we all want to keep working and doing these things forever. Do you see a place you want your characters to go? Like I already see you going. I want everywhere for the characters to be.
I sure would like to be in more episodes.
Exactly.
I would love for my characters to be more involved in the story.
But I'm very curious with the actors. Is there a place, I know I fantasize about the characters that I've been playing for 15 years in games or in animated series, that I'm like, you know what I want? I want them to take this assertive role in this situation that's going to come down the pike. Do you guys have things that you think about that would be cool for that character to do? You got something on deck, David, I can see it.
I have one, but not for my character.
No, please, for any characters.
I have one for Momo. Momo is constantly trying to overcome big obstacles and second guessing herself, but I feel like every time she tries, she fails, and I hate that.
So you want her to win, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want her to win, because it makes me angry that that's such a focus point for her, and she always tries, and in the end, the moment is always stolen from her.
Yeah, I just want there to be like a knock on my dorm room, at late at night.
We're talking on the show, right?
Yes. And being clear. And Bakugo is there, and he just gushes about how powerful of a hero I am and how awesome I am, and he's sorry that he underestimated me, and yeah.
Let's give him that support right now, guys. You are that hero. You are. You always have been.
I think it's hearing that he's that kind of hero. I think it's hearing it specifically from Bakugo.
Right?
It's like getting straight. It's more likely that Bakugo would knock on Todoroki's dorm door to ask for his sister's cooking recipe.
Well, this is true.
Hey Todoroki, I've been meaning to ask you. How'd your sister make that soba?
You woke me up for this? You could have texted me.
Well, your room was quiet, and that's how you are during the day.
We just got a phone call that's not canon, and you guys shouldn't talk about that stuff.
Do any of you have a question you've been asked before, or a question that you've always wanted to answer? What's an answer that you want to give to any question that you want?
Just the answer. Do not say the question.
Guys, the panel's over. We don't know what to do with that. That's an amazing question.
That's so good.
This mic is shorty in and out.
It is short.
Son of a
I have to appreciate, we have to all appreciate that you just confused the whole room. Like, I saw the smile and recognition of like, yeah, it's a good question, thoughtful. And then it's like, but I don't know what's going on right now.
I just really wish people would ask me more about my art.
Wait a minute, you are a celebrated writer.
Yes.
Yes, no, but you were. And please speak to that. I want to hear that story.
Yes, I am a best-selling author.
Oh, is that all?
For 3 days.
I'm not a celebrated author for 3 days. That's awesome.
I was a best-selling author for 3 days. Yeah, I just published a book. It's called Art Beats. It is a visual memoir of my voice acting journey. I draw my own prints. So if you come to my table, everything there is drawn by me. You can also draw you as an anime character. I'm just gonna plug that real quick. It's like a character that you get on the boardwalk, but you'll like it at the end. But yeah, I brought my books with me. I only brought 5, and if you want to see, like, it just talks about like my origin story. There's a board by Sunny Strait. There's some stories.
Your origin story as a voice actor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Origin story implied that you're a supervillain and we didn't know it.
Yes, you can only find out if you buy the book.
Perfect. See what we did there? That's right there. That was
yeah,
planned.
I brought 5 and only have 1 left. So yeah, but the book has a print of not every character, but a lot of the characters I voiced in every print has a story about working in the booth on that character and things like that. So it's a visual memoir.
That's awesome. Let's hear it for that, guys. Art in the book. We have a question back here in the room. I've been all the way back here. Anybody have questions? All right. We have an elf with a question. Stand up, elf.
What's the worst character that you never want to play again?
That is a great question. Everybody's mortified they're going to get in trouble.
No.
I loved it.
I am not worried about getting in trouble, but this is true. Whatever I did not enjoy is somebody's favorite thing. And so we would do anything to not like make somebody feel bad about something they love. But just like you guys, we have things that were not as fun. And it may not have even been the character. It might have been just, it was under a tight deadline and I didn't have enough time and there's a million reasons why. But the nice thing about what we do is if you don't like something, act like you do. It'll be over real soon. Right?
Acting. There's an old anime dub called Ghost Stories. I'm barely in it. I have a couple lines. And I don't really want to play that role again. And the reason why is because the title of the character doesn't even have a name. It's just called Racist Cabbie. And so he's a cab driver, and he's a racist.
I like that you specified. So he's a cab driver, not really a racist, kind of a bigot.
So I don't need to participate in that.
I do not want to participate in that again, in that enterprise.
Yeah.
I worked on an anime called Golgo 13 Queen Bee, and I had no idea how adulty it was. And I was playing the big heavy, the bad guy. And they had to explain, as you do, it's not just a magic flapscape. Like, I was in every scene pretty much, and I was going, but what's going on here? And they were uncomfortable telling me how bad this guy was.
Oh, wow.
So they're like, oh yeah, he throws this kid in the back of the limo. And I was like, fucking what? Like, and I remember that I worked with them. I'm like, guys, are you crazy right now? Like, what? Right. And that, yeah, I would not want to participate in an enterprise like that ever again. But at the time, I was like, I'll make this work. he's as bad as the other guy is good. Bullshit. No, I don't want to do anything like that ever. Questions? Right here.
Have you, when recording voice lines in the booth, have you ever put yourself in a weird position to get the voice right?
Yes. Right. All of us, right?
Yeah, every time I play a boy, I have to make room for my imaginary junk.
Tell me about it. I mean,
serious, there's a stance for it. It's the only way to really sell it.
I mean, I always feel like the physicality changes in different ways for different characters, but I don't know if there's been any weird, positions.
like, I don't think I have imaginary junk.
I don't.
Is it imaginary? Wait a minute. That's gonna be, everyone's gonna remember this panelist. Were you at the imaginary junk panel? That's funny. Got a question right there? There's a ska band called Imaginary Junk.
There is now.
We just created it, yeah.
So obviously all of you are in a lot of roles across different animes and do a great job. But has there ever been a role that you either auditioned for and didn't get, unfortunately, or saw a dub in an anime after the fact and were like, I would have been great as that role?
Nope.
So I am kind of fascinated with this Hatsune Miku cosplay. Please stand up. Yeah, yes. Amazing. Yeah, let's all take a second, right? So you have a question, and I couldn't make it out, but I want to get it right, so please, ask the question.
What is Froppy hiding in her bedroom?
What is Froppy?
What is eating in her bedroom?
Hiding in her bedroom.
Hiding in her bedroom.
Oh.
Probably
Lily
tadpoles.
pads?
And lily pads?
Is
Yeah.
it lily pads?
Yeah.
And she's just thinks we think it'll be weird and gross?
Yeah.
It's the regurgitation from her stomach.
Right.
It could be.
Right.
It could be.
Thank you, guys. This whole side of the room, at the same time, we went. The what's of the what?
I keep waiting for that to play in. Like, she establishes that in season 1. Like, I can take out my stomach and clean it. I'm like, that has to play in it. It has to be like
That's in it? That's in the show?
It's in the show. It's
She's a,
Yeah,
she's
frog.
She has frog powers.
Like, it's gotta be important, right? Like, why establish that she can do it if you're never gonna use it? Like,
I don't think I'm ever going to forget that at
if you
ConnectiCon
show a
this morning.
shotgun over the fireplace, it has to be fired by the end of the movie.
Right, right. Don't introduce the weapon unless you're going to use it.
Did you guys read for different roles in this show?
In My Hero?
Yeah.
That you got another role?
Because I read for Froppy, I read for Minetta, I read for Jiro, before Colleen was like, enough of this. Here's Ochaco. What did you guys read for? I'm
Yes,
just
I
curious.
read for all my Deku, Bakugo, Aizawa, I think. Yeah.
Colleen,
Yeah.
Colleen had me read for like every girl and Minetta.
We all read for Minetta, you guys.
Yeah. But it ended up being like 10 auditions or something that I had to just do in a row, and I definitely only looked at 3 to prepare for that.
Yeah.
And so the rest was all like cold.
I gotta say, there are things that I take away from these shows that just stay with me, and the fact that at any panel, in earnest, all of you actors looked at me and went, they have frog powers. Right. They have frog powers. Yes, frog powers, man, don't you? Frog powers, what's wrong with you?
What superpowers do you guys want to have?
As people or on the show? As people, what superpower is that? A great question. If you could have a superpower, we're in the enterprise of fantasy, sci-fi, video games. What superpower do you wish you had, like legit, in your life?
I want to be able to duplicate myself.
Like multiple man. I like it. Little cut for the X-Men fans out there. Superpower.
I don't know that it's necessarily a superpower, but like in the theme of this show, right, quirks, there tends to be like a superpower, but then it tends to be augmented by something that pulls it back a little bit. So I thought a cool like storyline quirk would be that you can stop time, but however much time the character stops is the amount of time that's removed from the end of their life.
Ooh. I would like die tomorrow.
So you have to really make sure that you're using your quirk for something that's...
Yeah, of course. So smart. Articulate.
I would teleport. Like, I want to be able to teleport. Just because the ability to be like, I'm here at the con. Now I'm at home sleeping in my own bed. Like, you know, like...
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a good one.
That would be amazing.
Like, I'll work it.
Sometimes you end up in the wrong place without teleportation. Which, you know, yeah.
I would want to be able to speak and understand any language. No language barriers for me.
This is where my inability to make decisions with questions.
You want the court to make decisions.
No, I mean, yeah, actually, yeah. And to be 100% confident in the decision. Yeah. And that once it's made, I don't go, well, I could have done this. You know. Yeah.
We're dipping into therapy so hard.
I know.
Now. You're like, actually, I've thought about that most of my life.
This one, I know. This is someone else's, I think, that I heard, but I would like the ability to, like, if we're having a conversation, just like flip the switch and then you just always agree with me.
You could do that with like a machine gun. It's hardly a superpower. It's like, agree with me.
It's called a hold-up.
My superpower would be frog powers, are you kidding? Frog powers, up and down the street.
I was wondering for all of you, if you have any favorite bloopers, or like how there are the videos on YouTube, what are your favorite blooper reels?
You first. You first.
I directed those bloopers.
We created them. Yeah.
I made them. They came from me.
You did.
Those are my favorite. The bloopers that were in season 3, because I don't remember what the circumstance was, but Colleen couldn't direct the series for a few episodes, and so like I had to cover in the. She was probably doing the movie. Is probably what was happening, and the first movie, and I was covering the series while she was directing the movie. And whenever I had to step into directing the series, I made sure to make Colleen regret it. And so I always came up with all these bloopers. So all the ones that are like in season 3 where everybody talks about Bakugo, that's because of me. And like, we're just gonna send this thing with a million people talking about Bakugo. And David had to do that first one where he's like, if only I were Bakugo. Right. These things never happen to him. He's so cool and talented.
Yeah.
He's better than me. And David recorded it in stride and then went, what am I saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And then, I recorded it. I was like, it'll be fun, blah, blah. And then I did that, and then, but on the drive home, I was like, oh my God. What have I done?
One of my...
Make the decision to like it.
Yeah. It would have been fun. One of my favorites that I don't know if you guys have ever seen this one. This was in season 2. I was directing some of the last bits of the sports festival, going out of the sports festival, going into the Hero Killer Stain episodes. And there is a moment where Midnight is presenting the awards, right? And she's talking about everything, and she talks about Ida, and then Ida couldn't be there. Or she talks about this thing, and then Sue is there, and she says something, it's a shame that Ida can't be here. And Deku has this reaction where he goes like, he just like looks sad and looks down. But I had Monica record a line. She's looking at Midnight, and I had her record a line where she goes, do you think I could pull off that outfit? Which is followed by Deku going,
So good. We got another question in the back here, and we're running out of time, so let's make them good, folks. Here we go.
In the honor of teasing Todoroki's Spanish dub voice actor last year, hi Todoroki.
Oh, here we go. And I know the difference now. Dude, and he's awesome. Juan, he's awesome. I love him.
He was so sweet last year.
Yes.
But
He's
my
still
question
sweet.
is...
I was going to say, this year he's not sweet anymore.
They are precious. They are so sweet. Hopefully not getting too much into spoiler territory if you're not comfortable. Do you guys see or predict an ending after the nightmare that is this war arc right now? Like, with any of the characters? There's so many things going wrong. How do you see ending?
How many of us up here read the manga? Raise your hand.
All right. Well done.
So, yeah.
So keep reading. All right, we got another one right here.
Season 6 was pretty dark.
So this is for anyone. What's the performance or moment that you were really proud of? Like that was your magnum opus, like great take. And I just want to say, David as Okazaki in Planet After Story makes me sob uncontrollably every time.
Because it's good, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, good. All right.
What is our magnum?
Thank you. Magnum opus, something that you're really proud of.
Mine would have to be Weko in Made in Abyss. I can't really go into the details of it, but it's one of the few times I've cried while recording a scene. So I just felt like I got to do some really deep, meaningful work with her.
this whole time I've been going, oh man, it's so hard for me to choose. And then I realized how arrogant that is.
Listen to you go, man. I love it.
No, I didn't.
My best work.
Wait, my God.
Get both of you at the court
What
to make a
year?
decision.
What year is my best work? I think most recently. Most recent is my best stuff. So, all right, so we're running out of time, and I'd like to get away from David bragging. So,
Good luck. Good luck.
but I am going to ask you guys a favor, if you don't mind. Cosplayers, would you like a picture with the cast? All right, let's stand up and let's rush over here to the stage and share this on your socials. ConnectiCon's going to post it. I'm going to post it all over the place. And hashtag chat with Carlos Ferro. Let's do this. Get in there, guys. Get in there tight. Girl, where the video camera is where the camera is. Get up there, guys, if you want to be in this. We got a few minutes here to do it. This is just an excuse to have you guys take a picture underneath my big fat face. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. And one more for safety. 1, 2, 3. Thank you guys for coming out to the My Hero Academia After School Special Chat with Carlos Ferro. It means the world to me you came out. I appreciate it. You've never done this before, but ConnectiCon means a lot to me, so thank you. See you tomorrow.
Hi, Tisha Valenza, aka Poison Ivy, and you've just been watching King's Entertainment Reviews. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.